Okay, so for week 11 of winter anime, the shows are continuing, almost finished. Blue Lock was pretty hyped this week. Also, Nagatoro-san season 2 finished up. Also, all these other shows are pretty nice. So, yeah, keeping up with a lot. I'm gonna sum up most of the shows I like this week and quickly talk about some isekais and some other shows. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay, so for Vinland Saga season 2, episode 11. This episode very nice, very spicy. King Canute keeps doing more shit. He's kind of establishing himself as a villain. He's like, oh, I want to be a king for the people, but other people are suffering because of his actions. He's kind of like, sneaky, kind of like underhanded. So we see this in the first part where he kind of fights one of the members of his army in a sparring battle. And yeah, since the king, he's now like really like a huge warrior, the people in his army are stronger than him, of course, but he still wants to show off. So he distracts the dude. He's like, oh yeah, I know you looking at my sister. She's right there. And some other dude's trying to hit on her. So yeah, he gets distracted. Canute yeets his shield at his face. Momentary distraction, puts a sword up to his neck. Yo, easy. So yeah, this scene was probably put here on purpose to kind of show more about King Canute. If you already didn't know how cowardly he was, he poisons people, he fights dirty. So yeah, anything he can do to get the upper hand, he will do it. So yeah, this scene kind of like greatly established that. After that though, we get some problems. So yeah, King Canute, he's like the king of England, but like he's also has to like control Denmark a bit. So he's like temporarily ruling Denmark until they get like a replacement king. The problem is, all right, he got a big ass army in England. He basically has his own private army, and that shit is expensive. So how did they kind of like get more profits? So the king, he doesn't want to reduce the morale of his people. So the options are to raise the taxes, and not even of the wealthy people, of everyone. And the king is like, no, I'm not gonna raise your taxes. I'm a good guy. So yeah, he understands like he doesn't want people to like kind of rebel and like have low morale. So yeah, raising taxes is off the table. So what else could we do? Well, king, you could reduce the size of your army. You don't need a big ass squad over here. But yeah, the king needs his personal army. It's like really huge, so it's like bleeding money for no reason. So what is their final way to save money? Okay, what if we stole farmland from the Danes? Because if we kind of like tried to make our own farmland, it would take too long. We have to kind of like reestablish the land, kind of cut the trees, like stuff that Thorfinn did himself. So yeah, let's just steal the farmland, recommission it, they said. So yeah, this is kind of interesting because it ties together with Kettle. He's the dude that took in Thorfinn, and they're establishing a pretty good farm. Thorfinn's having a good life. He finally understood peace and happiness. The problem is, yeah, what if King Canute just comes in and sweeps that land up? So he doesn't do it immediately, but he's kind of like planting the seeds for this plan, pun intended. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. After that, we see Kettle. He was gonna visit King Harold, but King Harold is dead. So he has all these offerings that he gives to King Canute. So yeah, that's fine. But he also comes across Leif Erikson in the same town. And we see that Leif Erikson has a knockoff Thorfinn with him. So apparently this dude is just like collecting Thorfinns because he's been misled multiple times of just like, blonde slaves that are just like hanging around. So when he hears about Kettle's description of him, he's like, all right, yo, maybe I'll check that out. So we're kind of so close of them meeting. I feel like they won't meet up anytime soon because if they do, then the series is over kind of. Thorfinn will be happy. So yeah, we need Thorfinn to go through some fighting, some struggles. So yeah, we'll see if Leif Erikson kind of meets up with him. I mean, it'd be nice if he does. After that though, we see Kettle's son Olmar. He's so annoying. I hate this guy so much. I thought he would die early on, but now yeah, they're making it worse. They're kind of prolonging his death to make other people use him and just like, have other people suffer because of his actions. So annoying. But yeah, when they kind of visit the king, he kind of like pulls out his sword and it's like, King, let me join your army. And the dad is like, bro, stop embarrassing us. But then yeah, Olmar gets put to a test to like kind of chop a pig up. The thing is, he can't even cut through the bones with his sword. So this dude is pathetic. But yeah, King Canute is plotting. He's like, yo, maybe we could use him. So it's kind of like if you have his son, you have leverage. Maybe you can control Kettle's farm. Because yeah, Canute is like, okay, we're going to start our plan very soon. And the first farm we're going to commandeer is Kettle's. So bro, this dude is getting cucked. He just gave so many offerings to the king, but then King Canute is like having an underhanded plan. Obviously, I don't agree with this plan, but we'll see what's going to happen. It's pretty much established that the farm is kind of ready to fight. They have their own kind of private protections led by Snake. So yeah, that's gonna be a good fight if we see like all of them kind of scrapping with these Danes. And the most interesting thing is that this is still like a farming anime. Okay, besides all that kind of like politicking, we're still kind of like fighting over land. So yeah, it all revolves around this farm for now. So I kind of love how they established this whole adventure for 10 episodes. Episode 11, they're doing some big setups. And yeah, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen as the anime continues. But yeah, I really love this kind of slow paced type of storytelling, really making you feel the suspense until something bad is gonna happen very soon. Okay, so for Handyman Saitou, episode 11, this anime, I love it so much. You just give every villain, every character kind of solid backstories. It's like the author's like bro, we gotta cook. We gotta make every single character, insignificant or not, every villain, have a compelling backstory that like no one asked for. So then when they die, like they're actually like pretty complex as characters. So you actually care about them. So goddamn it, bro, this character writing is very good. Besides that, yeah, let's talk about the episode. So we see the demon that Morlock attacked last episode. We saw that the mom of the two demons, they had the children fight to the death, and the mom basically eats the winning child and uses that as like nutrients for infinite use. So yeah, the problem comes when the children are still alive. So they go against the mom, they kill her, and since they're both kind of injured from the fight, they fuse together and they become like this giant evil demon that's like, you know, doing shit now. So yeah, that's the backstory for the demon. But yeah, Morlock burned that bitch. Problem is he has like infinite regen, so he kind of fights our team again. It's kind of funny because they're trying to like have a good heart-to-heart moment. Ralzo wants to talk to Saitou, but they can't, bro. This demon, he keeps like evolving and regenerating. So this is what Morlock does. So since he has the power of the dog inside of him, his magic kind of like gets enhanced. He just turns younger. Just like Giga Chad, spiky white-haired Morlock, anime main character, going in with like maximum level magic, destroying this demon, like throwing a meteor at it, putting up barriers, basically like incinerating its body. So yeah, it keeps regenerating a lot, but yeah, Morlock just like blasts that shit. Pretty solid fight scenes. We also see like an army of undead attacking, so more kind of friends come up to help. So like the elf girl and the healer girl. Also after that, we see a badass scene where Morlock, he was like getting older again, so he kind of forgot his magical incantation, and the demon is still alive. So Saitou comes in with Ral's sword. He's been training and he cuts off the demon's arm. So yeah, Saitou actually helped him, which is pretty cool. So we finally defeated this demon. After all this fighting, everyone contributed. It was very good. Now like everyone's alive, so it's so nice. I'm so sad though, because Morlock, he's like, I gotta sacrifice my life, or I gotta give my power back to the dog. So like the Hellhound, he had his own past, his own story. Basically the Hellhound was cursed, and then Morlock uses his power to kind of break the curse on him. But in turn, that kind of like saps Morlock of all his energy. I'm pretty sure Morlock isn't dead, but it's implied that he's dead to like save this Hellhound. So that's kind of sad, because we were saving him these past few episodes. He kind of cheated death so much. He kind of had a spell that kind of regenerated his body, but that was a one-time use. And now, yeah, he's in Ral's arms. Everyone's kind of sad. The Hellhound is still alive, so we kind of made an ally. But, bro, it's so sad seeing Morlock die. Like, I can't, bro. He was one of the OG members of the party. Please still be alive. But yeah, we end the episode there. Really love it. You know, these character moments. I'm so invested. Like, you write really powerful characters. I'm totally invested in the story. Like, that's so good. But yeah, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen. Episode 12. Like, there are stakes in this anime, but it's kind of lighthearted at the same time. So hopefully no one dies. I guess this is our big end of season peak where we had like a big battle. I guess we gotta see what's gonna happen. I'm excited for the finale. And yeah, that's it for Handyman Saitou this week. Okay, so for Blue Lock episode 23. This was a pretty exciting episode because it kind of goes like a way you don't expect. So yeah, the match between Isagi and Rin finished up, and you know, I thought Isagi would win. I thought, you know, get Meguru back and then have the whole gang back together. But no, he actually loses. So yeah, we see that Meguru, he kind of like shed the monster last episode. He's about to make the shot himself. Isagi intercepts his shot. And then after that, Rin actually gets the loose ball. So it kind of like flew up. Rin got it like through luck. Like, why would it bounce that way to him? So yeah, he got it, no one's around him, and he makes the goal. Isagi's team is all like kind of dejected, like, bro, we really lost to luck. So yeah, the score is 5-4, the time's up, they lose, and yeah, goddamn, bro. But it's not looking all bad because Rin actually picks Isagi, because Isagi was like the one dude that actually like was able to compete against him. So it's like, I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna crush you. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, now we're teammates again. Isagi proves to be the main character because all these other guys are kind of left behind in the dust. So yeah, they're kind of like taking that as motivation. So yeah, it's kind of sad to see, like, you know, our boys, they were having fun being all teammates, and this whole kind of game, they just got to separate at the end, so it makes things like very awkward. So yeah, they do have 5 players on their team, so yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, what's next? So yeah, we see Isagi and Meguru kind of talking, they're friends again. We see a dude with long hair, he's like glam. And then we see that big muscular dude who's like kind of nice, so he's also there. And then Ren, he doesn't really care about anyone, so yeah, he's just like big chilling. But yeah, after that, they're kind of in a meeting room with Ego, and he kind of tells them about luck, because Isagi was like, bruh, how do we calculate luck? Like, that shit just does not make sense. To leave like the game to luck, that's like something that's out of your control. And then Ego is like, bruh, let me hit you with some anime knowledge. So luck, you can actually control it. So yeah, I really thought this conversation was interesting because I have some personal opinions on luck. But yeah, luck is like kind of a big debatable topic they can talk so much about. But basically, Ego was like, all the situations that led up to like this point in the game, it all kind of plays a part. And yeah, that makes it so luck is something you can actually control. So it gives an example about bird poop. So yeah, if you like a bird poops on you, bro, that's like bad luck. But then if you use some situational awareness, you could have saw that there were like birds hanging out on top of like the lines. So yeah, stuff like that, making sure you're like taking advantage of every opportunity makes it so luck is kind of like in your control. It's pretty funny because yeah, in competitions you gotta micromanage all these things. So I guess he's kind of like teaching the strikers how to do everything. But yeah, after that, since they're the first team of 5 to succeed, they get to play a 5-on-5 match against like real ass soccer professionals. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, just like them fighting adults. It's probably gonna be like a one-sided domination. Probably gonna teach them how much they suck, how far ahead they have to go to like kind of like be on these guys' levels. Because bro, they got an Mbappe ripoff right here. So these guys over here, they're kind of like legally distinct. They also speak a bit of English, but the ones that are kind of like really obvious to me as like a soccer casual is Julian Loki, who's basically Mbappe ripoff because he's from France and he's like a young 17-year-old. You also got Adam Blake from England. So yeah, this dude kind of looks like Harry Kane, I guess. So yeah, basically they got these like good ass celebrity star strikers to kind of like play the game. Probably cost a lot of money to get them here, but they're just messing around, having fun, just like joking around. So they're probably not even going to take this game seriously. And basically we see the start of the game before the episode finishes. Our team with Isagi, Meguru, Rin, they actually make a goal. So yeah, Meguru kind of passes it. He doesn't pass it to Isagi though. He passes it to Rin. They kind of like fool the other team, and then Rin makes the goal. So it's 1-5, and our squad scored a point. So next episode, I'm expecting 5 goals in a row for like these world-class players. But yeah, overall, it's kind of like an exciting way to end the anime. Just have them go against real-ass professionals, get humbled, and then I guess continue on with the next game of Blue Lock, whatever that is. Okay, so for NieR Automata version 1.18, episode 8, pretty spicy episode. We're learning more things. It's kind of different from the game, which I like. And then we also get some fan service, bro. Jackass in a bikini. That shit was kind of hot, I guess. But yeah, after that, we get some good information actually about A2. So A2 kind of attacked the team in the castle area and she kind of ran away. Also, yeah, we get information that A2's been attacking robots all over the landscape. And then the problem is they don't really know why she's doing that, because since she deserted Yorha, like why is she still fighting? So we learned that A2 was actually one of Lily's friends. So it was one of the androids that was like caught up in the whole big battle with all those like hundreds of thousands of robots. She's still alive. So that's like real shit. We did not know that in the game. So A2 lore out here. She got betrayed by Command. She was so positive, such like a happy android. Kind of like a more positive version of 2B, but now she's just like long haired, depressed, fighting robots. It's kind of crazy seeing this development. So yeah, we learn more about her. After that, 2B and 9S go to the flooded city to find Jackass because she might have intel on A2. It's a cool kind of ocean city with all these flooded buildings. Good aesthetic. 2B and 9S are kind of chilling in the ocean. Is this an Attack on Titan reference? Because 9S is just like chilling in the water. He invites 2B, who goes in there with her sock, and she's like, oh, this is kind of like hard to move in. I don't like it. But yeah, it was kind of cute seeing this interaction with them. After that, of course, we see Jackass kind of fishing. She's putting bombs in the ocean to get the fish easier. And then, yeah, she's also in her bikini. She's like, oh, humans used to wear this to move around. It's very comfortable and lightweight. She also catches a fish and realizes like this fish, I think it's mackerel or some shit, it's actually poisonous to androids. So yeah, don't eat that fish, 2B. You're gonna die. I actually put that in the end credits of this week's ending. But yeah, speaking of the ending, this episode ended kind of in a sad way where we see 9S kind of missing. So yeah, he did like a kind of secret mission with his operator, where the operator wanted like information on past humans. So 9S kind of sends her pictures and details of like stuff he's collected. The problem is, since he's by himself, communications are jammed, and then yeah, no one knows where he is. It looked like A2 was involved, so maybe A2 kidnapped him, maybe something else happened. We saw Adam and Eve back there. There's still like villains being established. So yeah, who knows what's gonna happen. I really love this episode. Love like seeing other different androids. Love seeing like these cute interactions with 2B and 9S just like chilling in the water. And after that, you know, the plot and the story keeps moving. Okay, so for Nagatoro-san season 2 episode 12, Don't Toy With Me, Nagatoro, this is the finale. Season 2 has ended, and you know, it is a pretty good anime. I had no problems with it. I had to say it got like a bit repetitive, but overall, you know, I love the characters, love the fan service. Everything kind of fits in with this theme. One thing I didn't like, of course, is Nagatoro is so annoying. She's like, Kimoi, sus, annoying. Like, she literally has like 2 words in her vocabulary. It kind of like makes me not like her as a character. Like, I want to support the main couple, but Nagatoro is so annoying. The senpai though, I like him because he's actually getting used to Nagatoro. Giga Chat, he doesn't let her games kind of like mess with him. He actually kind of teases Nagatoro himself a bit, and she actually gets embarrassed a lot. She also uses that as character growth because we saw like in a judo episode earlier. She kind of wants to like show off to the senpai. So yeah, overall, you know, their relationship is going on. And then yeah, this episode was funny because the senpai actually invited her to an aquarium date last episode, which was very painful to watch because Nagatoro obviously wanted to go on a date, but she's like, oh, senpai, pick a place that you think I would like. Like, Nagatoro, why don't you show initiative yourself for once? But yeah, the senpai actually picked the aquarium after like some struggling to think. The problem is we see that the two friends, they're like, we gotta save the senpai's virginity. I don't know why they're doing it, but yeah, they're basically trying to cock block. And then we see the art club president and her sister trying to uncock block them. So there's actually a backside plot where those four characters kind of like fighting against each other. But yeah, besides that, Nagatoro and the senpai are pretty cute together. Obviously, I don't like Nagatoro just like being kind of tsundere, not speaking her mind. This is like so annoying. One thing I hate about like romance animes or animes in general is lack of communication. But I mean, they still make it work anyway. The senpai kind of grabs Nagatoro's hand sometimes to kind of like take her away from places. When there was like a splash in one of like the aquarium shows, the senpai actually blocks Nagatoro from the water. So she thought that was kind of cool. She's also docking points and adding points. She's kind of grading this date. So senpai's at like a negative 500 so far. But then all the cool things kind of raised him up to 50 points. So yeah, it's pretty solid. After all these chaotic scenes happen, they actually ended off on the beach. So to kind of like talk, senpai was like, oh yeah, this was like kind of a dry run. It was kind of like a practice date. It wasn't a real thing. But then Nagatoro was like, to me, it was the real thing. And they're like, okay, why don't we hug each other? So that's actually a pretty good moment from senpai. He wanted to escalate the whole thing. So it actually tried to hug each other, but then they get double cock blocked by like the friends and then the art club people. So they were not able to hug each other, and then the whole moment was ruined. But overall, we see them interact. The episode kind of ends where we see like every character doing their thing. The art club president's sister is actually feeding senpai food as an apology. So bro, why pick Nagatoro when this girl is also being best girl? So her name is Sunomiya-chan. A very late addition to the season, but she's like a funny member of the squad. But overall, yeah, another solid season of, you know, popular teasing manga number 50. I thought season 1 was a bit better. It felt like a bit higher quality. Facial expressions, animation felt like a bit smoother. Here it's kind of more of the same, but characters looked a bit less detailed. That's just my one minor nitpick of the season. Besides that, it does get a bit repetitive. Nothing here is kind of like attracting you to stay unless you like the characters. We do get new characters like Nagatoro's older sister, as well as the art club president's younger sister. So yeah, if you like the story, you like the characters, like the fan service, you know, keep watching. Pretty solid season of anime. And yeah, we are done with Nagatoro season 2. Okay, so for Inspector season 2, episode 11, Kotoko kind of spills the tea. This story about the rich people's mom committing suicide, that is fake. Kotoko was kind of lying, leading them on, because there's actually like another reason, another person that like did the murder. So it wasn't actually the husband that like killed her. It was her daughter. Dun dun dun. So Kotoko kind of debunked that theory last episode. She was like purposely misleading us. But basically, yeah, the daughter did have a murder plot against the mom. Her excuse was that she broke her leg so she couldn't like pull it off, but she actually did it. And no one knew any better because the husband thought that the spirit that he hired killed her. So yeah, Kotoko actually talked to the spirit. We didn't like get this part of the story. But yeah, the spirit was planning on killing the mom, but then the daughter kind of shows up and like beat him to it. So then the daughter isn't there in this meeting, but the husband is there to take her place. He's like so angry. He's like, how dare you kind of like tell lies, like try to mislead us. It was obviously a murder. It was obviously a suicide. But yeah, Kotoko was like, I had to like kind of reveal it like this because I knew you would deny it. But now that all the information is out there, yeah, it's pretty clear that you did this. We also see that the dad, he's like pretty shocked about this because he thought he was the murderer. It was actually like his daughter that was the murderer. So his whole plan of coming clean, it just like kind of breaks away because everything he knows is a lie now. So yeah, I didn't think this was a big deal because the mom died anyway. So this was like out of your control. Like who cares? But it made Kotoko kind of teach them a lesson on don't make deals with spirits and you wouldn't have to hold this guilt on you. But yeah, the husband of the murderer, he doesn't like Kotoko now. He pulls out the gun. He's like, I can't let you leave. Like Kotoko does not really care. Like she probably has spirits to block the bullets anyway. But she also has Kuro, bro. This dude is invincible, immortal. So he actually tanks the bullet that gets shot in his head, and now he looks like he's dead, but then like he gets back up, so everyone's kind of spooked. And the whole family's kind of like emotionally ruined now. But yeah, besides all these traumatic things that happened, overall it's been an uneventful arc. Again, Kotoko is straight up lying to the watcher every episode this season, so it's like you can't really listen to her. Like season 1, she didn't really lie that much, but here just like everything has been misleading. So yeah, this arc didn't hit that hard because you kind of expected anyway. I guess the main thing is the aftermath, where we see that the dad is just like emotionally drained. We see the actual killer, the wife, since her like kind of murder got like revealed. She kind of like tried to commit suicide by like taking some pills, and the husband kind of like consoles her in the hospital. Also, we see that Rika, so Kuro's cousin, she makes another appearance. She was the one that told the hotel tycoon about Kotoko. So everything kind of stemmed from her. And then we kind of see that Rika has like a motive where she wants Kuro to see how evil Kotoko is. Also, yeah, like I mentioned, Kotoko has been lying to us this whole season. What makes you think she's not lying to Kuro either? So I don't know what's gonna happen, what Rika's endgame is, but you know, it's kind of like both sides are evil. Like Kotoko is kind of like manipulative and she has like all these spiritual powers. But the thing is, she doesn't really have a malicious relationship. She's like doing her thing, like spirit detective shit. My problem is that Rika and Kuro, they're kind of like immortal, scary beings that can do whatever they want, basically. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how this anime will finish up next episode. Yeah, it's been a pretty uneventful season, but we're getting like kind of cool, slow-paced story drops. Okay, so for Tokyo Revengers Season 2, Episode 11. Okay, so a lot of stuff happened this episode. That was like kind of good. I kind of hate this anime for like, you know, the repetitive, shitty, tropey story points. But here, actually, like, smart things are happening. So it's the aftermath of everything, just kind of like a big gang meeting with the Tokyo Manchi gang on how they kind of like beat up the Black Dragons. Now, Black Dragons are over, and now Takamichi, he gets like 2 of the remaining members of the Black Dragons under his squad, Division 1. They don't seem to be 100% trustworthy, but, you know, maybe he'll like get their respect one day. The big thing that happens though, Kisaki, he's out. They kicked him out, bro. Thank God, because he finally like he been backstabbing, betraying the gang. He got Baji killed straight up, but he's still been part of the gang. And then we see Kisaki is big mad, bro. This is outside of his calculations. He's like, Mikey, I love you. You need me. So he's big Mikey simp. Oh yeah, Mikey Giga Chad just like kicking out Kisaki, kicking out all these like problem members of the gang. Kisaki's probably gonna be big mad, but this is a big part of the timeline shift. The fact that Kisaki is separated from the Manji gang means that like, you know, not a lot of evil shit will happen. Maybe Hinata will still be alive. So yeah, after that big gang meeting, a lot of like, you know, good wholesome stuff happens. Mikey actually gives Takamichi a bike. So it was a bike where like his bigger brother kind of like got the engine and stuff. And then he worked with Draken to kind of like repair everything, get the parts. But Takamichi got that motorcycle for free. So insane. And we also see a wholesome moment, him riding it with Mikey. He's also like talking to Chifuyu, like, I love you, you're like one of my best friends. So yeah, after that very wholesome moment, they take a picture together as well. And then Chifuyu's like, yeah, you don't belong here anymore. Go back to your timeline, see what happened. So yeah, 12 years later, Takamichi does a time skip, and yeah, everything's fine, right? Now another person died, so this is so kind of cheesy where, okay, we solved the timeline, we saved one more person, but now another person died. This one is Mitsuya. So we see like his 2 little sisters are kind of grown up now, and they're kind of sad that, yeah, they're at his funeral. So yeah, 12 years later, a new gang member has died. We have to save him. The problem with this timeline, though, is we don't know who else died. So yeah, the Black Dragons have disbanded. We don't know about Hinata. We don't know about if Draken's in jail. We don't know about Mikey. And none of the other gang members are here so far. So we just see Takamichi. But the story's getting very repetitive. Do not like it. I'm kind of excited about the last episode, though, because, you know, there might be some promise there. Wrapping things up, giving us a new arc to kind of like visit. So I guess we just gotta wait for the finale, see how this anime will end up. And yeah, that's it for Tokyo Revengers. Okay, that's it for most of the shows. I kind of want to talk about some more isekais now because I've been kind of neglecting them, but there have been a lot of solid ones. I've been talking about Handyman Saitou because that's the one that has like kind of a more kind of established story. But another one I really like, it's Tonsuki. So this is kind of like an anime about a dude cooking. So basically a cooking show. I kind of wrote it off, but it is animated by Mappa, so I was kind of surprised about the quality. And actually the story is like kind of in where the dude kind of has a unique power. But besides that, you know, he's living his life. His like party is like doing well. He's kind of pretty harmless. Just like cooking meat all the time, kind of like serving this big wolf and his slime, and they love him. So he's kind of just like traveling the world. It's very wholesome. Animation's like very clean. The food looks really good. So he does a lot of like different meat dishes. He's kind of combining that with his isekai power to like, you know, get ingredients. So basically, he has Amazon Fresh on speed dial. He can pretty much heli drop any item he wants immediately. So yeah, as long as he has money for it, he can just like get it. And the characters are very funny. They just like keep introducing new things to keep the anime slightly fresh. The main character, he's not very strong. He doesn't like fighting, but he does get blessed. So the wind goddess is kind of jealous that he's making all this food. So she wants some sweets. She gives him some wind powers in exchange for sweets. But then the other goddesses get jealous. So like the most recent episode, episode 10, all the other goddesses are like, bro, I want that food. So they all give him like a blessing of their own element. So now he has wind powers, he has earth powers, he has fire powers, and his slime gets the water powers. So, like, goddamn, this dude didn't want to be too strong, but now like, you know, his skill is very useful. I think his end game is that he wants to like open up a shop. So either a restaurant or to sell ingredients, whatever. But yeah, he can do whatever he wants right now. He's like very rich, not starving for money. So yeah, life is looking good for him. And I really love this anime because cooking is something that I've been trying so much. I'm like so bad at it. I'm like very cheap on ingredients as well. But yeah, looking at this guy just like sauteing meats in the wild is kind of like giving me inspiration, trying out new recipes every week. So yeah, hats off to this anime to kind of inspire people to cook. And now we got the isekai with like the two lesbian girls. So it's like the reincarnated princess, genius young lady. Yeah, this is kind of like a dramatic, like very political, like based plot line where there's like some coups. There's like this big like magical taboo where only the royal family can get magic, not the commoners. So they want magic to be kind of like limited and special. But the main girl, she wants to practice her magical science since she doesn't have like magical abilities herself. But the problem is she has to be the queen in the upcoming episode. So it's kind of crazy. I'm not really a big fan of like the political plotline. I really like the main character Anisfia just like exploring fighting monsters. But yeah, the storyline, seeing her emotional struggle is like, something that's part of the show. So it is a pretty decent, intriguing isekai this season. Also, after that, there's a lot more isekais that kind of wrote off as, just generic this season. One of them that I thought was kind of funny was saving 80,000 gold from her retirement. After that, there's some chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. This one I thought was okay, but then it turned out to be kind of like generic, kind of wish fulfillment type of shit. One thing I gotta say is the main character actually like impregnates the main girl kind of halfway through the season, and then there's like a time skip and everything where he's kind of like the leader of the village. So I thought that was like interesting. You don't really see that too often where like the main love interest get a baby. After that, there's farming life in another world. I didn't like this because why watch it when we got Vinland Saga, the better farming isekai. But no, this one's like okay. It's just like the main character has super farming powers. That's his ability. He has like a magical farming tool that transforms to whatever he wants, and he basically builds this whole farm on his first day in the isekai world. After that though, just like more harem wish fulfillment type of stuff where like the farm, the town is like thriving. All these waifus are just like attracted to the main guy. There's also Bofuri season 2. Maple's overpowered as ever, but she's going through a lot of funny adventures. So this is just like another wholesome slice of life isekai. There's also soon Lise, Endo and Kobayashi live commentate, so kind of like an anime, like a Otome game type of show that you've like probably seen a lot of. But this one's kind of cute because there's like two different type of parties that are like trying to get together. There's like multiple characters here, and it's like the people actually playing the video game have their own love interest, and they're kind of controlling the people in the game to have them have the best ending. So it is very funny. The OP is like really good as well. There's also Ningen Fushin, so it's about like adventurers and their party. They're kind of rejects, but they're forming their own party to do things like their way. So this one is kind of okay, but I kind of lost interest, but I still gotta mention it. And yeah, that's it for the anime review. Thank you for watching. The shows continue. I just had to mention some of those isekais just to like get my brain flowing. Other shows I didn't mention, there's like a lot of romance shows. The main ones are Tomo-chan is a girl, The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, and The Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. There's also Bunko Stray Dogs that I don't really talk about too much, but it is a solid season this season. And yeah, besides that, next week probably get a lot more finales, and yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen as we kind of finish up this season. And if you didn't know, spring season coming up very soon, and who would have thought, but the next Demon Slayer season dropping already. So yeah, get excited for that, because it's gonna be hot. There's gonna be Kanroji fan service, and there's gonna be some fire ass action. And that is it for this week. Thank you for watching, and let me know what animes you're liking this season as well.